Currently, we are leading a work requested by national government and DRC, and working closely with them and also Ministry of Finance, trying to figure out understanding the landscape of China's climate finance, which is a very sort of at the early stage. We did a lot of mapping exercise in that process, looking into particular institutional governance issues today, and also trying to understand the capital flows in the climate change arena. China also has many other priorities and competing for the limited public financing. It's not like we have all the money needed actually in order to invest in renewable energy or energy efficiency. How do we make sure the money we allocated from the public financing or the public budgetary fund pot really sort of first enough, and also really playing a due role in terms of leveraging more private financing in that landscape. I have to admit, actually, today I don't think we figured out, we solved the puzzle yet. I think it's going to be a huge learning process, which we're learning, and there are a lot of lessons so far. China Redesign actually is an urban platform. The design itself actually is intended to capture the rapid urbanization process in China, particularly looking into the infrastructure sector. And very interesting enough, exciting part, and this is where the excitement comes in. We've been talking to or working with a lot of local leaders, party secretaries, mayors, vice mayors, city managers, literally in China. I've never encountered any resistance or reject actually so far. Everyone actually at the local level recognizes how important the green issue or sustainability issues are, and everyone wants to jump on it and want to figure out what to do. So the question I got is not I say no whether I would like to do it or not, rather say, okay, great, how do we do it? We identified 4 major pillars that are pretty much on the minds of every local leaders or city managers today in China. One is urban planning and design. Second is financing. Third is infrastructure. And the last one is green industrialization. So addressing those issues, not necessarily just for the sake of climate change issues. I think for local leaders today, trying to figure out to say, I need to grow, but in the meantime, actually, not just grow in a kind of traditional way. Now we need to figure out how to grow how to grow in a greener or low carbon in a sustainable way. I think on one side, in the last few years, if you look at the statistics, so far there are a lot of signals, positive signals actually, because everyone felt that China is a large market. This is where the opportunities are. So you started to see a lot of capital investment moving into energy efficiency, particularly renewable energy sector in China. But a few years later, if you look at where we are today, I have to say we're all facing challenges. If you look at China Development Bank and some overseas capital investing in those companies, in those sectors, and they're losing really badly. So everyone is this sort of interesting critical moment. Everyone is reflecting, saying, wait a second, what had happened and why? How did we end up where we are today? I think this is a sort of a time, a lot of people, key stakeholders coming together, trying to discuss, trying to understand. I think including in the events that we're talking about here today, that's part of the effort. And hopefully, everyone coming together will be able to find a solution.